Okay, so my name's Travis Mitchum, and I'm gonna do my PowerPoint here real quickly to explain the rules and mechanics and basically how to play this new game that I'm calling AXT Chess. The original problem was called Outrun. So, let's get right into it. Now, first off, how do we win in this game? How do we win at all? Um, Very basically, it's that you destroy the other player's goal by placing at least one piece or unit, whatever you want to call it, into it. The other option is to kill all of their units. Now, without getting into units right now, basically we're just calling it any kind of thing on the board. Now, going into the rules now, very general, very basic things. We can have 1 to 2 players. And you can read the rest of the slide for yourself. Now, explaining why I have an asterisk there, we can have one player if, say, this were a digitalized game. If it was a player versus computer, then yes, it's possible to have only one player. Now, going a little bit more, you can pause and read this stuff here for yourself. It's just saying that you start at level 1 for everything you place on the board, and the max you can go is up to level 3. And in order to get to that level 3, in order to do that upgrading, you can do by natural upgrades during gameplay, but that's permanent as what that says there, permanent in parentheses, and by adjacency. And in case you don't understand what I mean by this, I will put it the best way I can think of. By adjacency means that if you have what I'm calling the equivalent to a rook, okay, in chess, if you take a rook and you take another rook and you place them right next to each other, or however you look at it, right next to each other, side to side, then you can choose to naturally upgrade them. And again, this makes it permanent. You can't downgrade it by choice. You can't do anything else to it. And that's just how the natural upgrade works. I'm not going to change it because if you could downgrade it, that could make it for great strategy decisions, but it could also mean an extremely large amount of advantageous um, decisions that could basically make it unfair to the point where someone may not want to come back and play, or especially for little kids. Now, let's go into how we play the game, kind of. What are these units I was talking about? Well, basically, this is what I was saying, equivalent to a rook, and in this case, the other one is equivalent to a bishop. Now, what I'm calling them are attackers and defenders. Attackers are represented by your rook. Your defenders are similar to your bishops. And in case you don't know, the bishop in chess, in this case called defender, the bishop is the diagonal dominant unit, and he can go all across the board in chess. Here, we're doing some more stuff to them. Now, in the case for attackers, what we are considering similar to rooks, again, we're not making them capable of going all around the board. And furthermore, I'm applying the concept of levels, or upgrades, as some may call it. I use it interchangeably here. So you can read it for yourself here. It says attackers and defenders, defenders versus attackers, and then I have some variables there. So quick understanding here in case you can't get it the first time reading it. Basically, this is very hopefully logical and self-explanatory, but going into the detail. If you are a little old guy and you attack something that's bigger and stronger, typically the bigger and stronger guy is going to stay and you kind of go down in defeat. That's kind of what this is here. Attackers versus defenders, the rule of thumb is the defender stays, period. He's stronger, he's meant to defend. Now, if a defender attacks a little old pawn, okay, the guy who attacked the pawn is one who stays on the board, the pawn goes bye-bye. Same thing here. Therefore, the defender stays both ways. However, we can have a little bit mix-up here. If you're the same level and you're the same unit, attacker and another attacker, the one who attacked is the one who stays. It's like in a fight, the guy who first throws the punch is probably going to win. It's kind of like this. Same thing for defender. One catch. If the defender attacks another defender of the same level, it's zero sum. It means both pieces go out and there's no questions. They are completely eliminated. They can no longer be used. Now, just the last two things about this basically is that attackers attacking a higher level, like I said before, if you're bigger, you're better, you're stronger, you stay on the board. The other guy goes back in defeat, and he's no longer usable. Same thing goes for defenders. If a defender attacks a bigger, stronger defender, then the bigger, stronger defender also stays on the board. Now, the leveling, how you level and all these things, I keep it very simple here. You can level up naturally in the game. Like I said before, you can level up if you place them right next to each other, they're side by side or whatever. So if it's marked. Now, a marked, as you can read at the top, says it has special effect. We'll go into special effects soon. So marked and a normal unit, if they're placed next to each other, if they are adjacent, and you choose to level up, you get a normal unit with no special effect. As I said in parentheses there, the special effects are all gone. Now, the last thing there says no splitting between pieces. I want to emphasize this just because the fact that I feel like some people would try and take advantage and kind of like make it an extremely unfair game. So they would have something level 1, level 3, they go, oh, well, I'd like to split my levels up. I'll make it 2 level 2 pieces. And my level 3 guy won't be around, he'll just be level 2. Well, that can make it pretty unfair, I feel like, for a lot of people, and for little kids to play this game, I'd imagine there'd be a lot of whining and crying. So for that reason, I decided let's not let players have the option to split their levels. Now, a little bit more details about the game itself. So there's going to be a special effects deck, which applies special effects to units, or the board, or just other aspects of units, which is their upgrades. Now, in total, there's 14 cards as you can read, and you can pause the video and go from here. Now, this is a little slide. You can read that for yourself. The only thing I will note is that the shrink safe zone card with a double asterisk means that it can only be used when picked up. Happen if it's been expanded in the first place. Now, for movement, you can see there's some triple asterisks right there for move one more, attacker, move one more, defender. All that means is that all these triple asterisks mean is that you cannot do it for more turns, because at that point this makes the game extremely quick, extremely fast. You could finish the game in 5 minutes probably, or less than 10 minutes generally. So for that reason, I decided to make the movement special effect cards for moving one more unit. You don't roll the die here. You don't do anything more. Going into the game board look and feel here, it's a little cut off, but that's not a problem here for us. Basically, as you might be able to see here with my mouse, there is an attacker with an X and a defender with an O. That's generally how I drew them, and I don't feel like they need to be changed too much. If you want to comment on this video and say, hey, they can look more appealing or something, let me know. I'll gladly take any aesthetic, comments about this. But otherwise, we're going to go into level 1 units here, and you can see the lines that describe the maximum attack range. A defender goes in the diagonals, and they go up to 2. Attackers, the equivalent to a rook from chess, can only go 2 spaces on a straight line basis. Level 2, you keep everything the same, you get a little bit fatter, and in addition, each unit gets a little nice bit more to their attack range. They can go a little bit more fancy, but only by 1 block. As you can see, hopefully, my mouse, this diagonal for the attacker, the X, there's only 1 block around the perimeter. That is the new diagonal attack range a unit of an attacker unit gets when they upgrade to level 2. Same thing goes for the defender, it's just flipped. They get one more in the direction of going straight and left and right. Level 3, now we get a little bit bigger. We are level 3 units, we are big and fat and fluffy, and we have rotation now. That is the biggest advantage for level 3 units in a game, in this game, in AXT Chess. Level 3 means strictly that you are able to go one more in all those directions previously, plus you can rotate now on your axis. Now it depends on which way you choose to rotate, but hopefully the arrows explain that as I want them to. See here, these slashes just mean you cannot place them before your first turn. After your first turn, it's possible to be there, but not before. And that's that for the PowerPoint and the rules. I hope that makes sense. I will have another video real quickly posted on the actual demo, in action. Comment down below with critiques for the game. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.